are you? I hope that you're well. Sorry about the butt shot there. See if I can find everybody. I think that we had technical difficulties yesterday. I signed on and I started teaching, and when I looked down at the computer, the picture was sideways, so I had to get up and restart it. But I don't think that folks restarted their computer, or they didn't go out and come back in and couldn't find me, and so a lot of people missed me yesterday. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Petra. Good morning, Barbara. I see everybody signing on. Yay. Day 42. We've been doing this. I can't believe that it's 42 days already. It's insane. Maybe by the middle of May, we'll get back into the studio and have group classes, whatever that's going to be, because that's not even the same anymore. We're going to have spaces marked out on the carpet so that we're not too close to each other and things like that. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Frank. May the 4th be with you, and tomorrow is Revenge of the 5th. Love me some Star Wars. I'm glad you're wearing your Star Wars shirt today. Are you energized up? Good morning, Julie. Oh, my mic is not on. Thank you, Frank. It's still sitting on the desk. Dang it. Let's see if this works. Yay! How about now? Hot diggity dog diggity. Thanks for that, Frank. I really did try. I mean, discombobulated. Because you have to remember to turn off your data, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. And these are the things that I have learned over 42 days, because what was throwing me offline is people texting or calling. And, then I had to put signs on the door so nobody would come in. Then we had, there's a lot. And I don't necessarily process well in the morning, so thanks for that, Frank. All right. Going to the birds, yes. So it's 42 days, and my originality, good morning, Aunt Mimi, is kind of going out the window because I wanted us to have something different every day. And so today, going to the birds, we are literally practicing poses that have birds' names today, just for the fun of it. That doesn't mean that we're not going to practice with some sincerity, because anytime you come on your mat, it's a special sacred space. You should use it for just getting your body in shape, getting your brain in shape, so you respect the mat, but, we need to have fun too. So we're going to do poses that have bird names like eagle, crow, pigeon, heron, stork. There's a sunbird. It's also called bird dog. That's in the beginning. Stuff like that. Variations of pigeon. Just for fun. Just for something different. I make a checklist. And the checklist is on the phone that I use to videotape. So yeah, I need to print that checklist out. You were right. Yeah, Bird of Paradise is in there. I will show it and teach it, but yes, thanks for mentioning that. Good morning, Christy. Well, I will give you the option to do the pose. You don't have to do the pose, Frank. I know you could with those long legs, though. Yes, we can dedicate our going to the birds class to chirp. A friend of mine, the bird, passed away yesterday. All right, everybody signing in. Yay, nice to see everybody here. requests in here. We could put flying pigeon in here too. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Haley. There. Looks like everybody's signing in. Have a sip of my coffee. Never got my breakfast done. Barbara. Oh, Mimi's back at work today. Well, I say that, but I'm glad she has work. A lot of people right now are having a hard time. And so I'm really happy that she has work. I mean, I really get it because I'm home, so I get it. I'm really happy that I get to see everybody every morning. All right, so I changed the perspective again. If you guys didn't watch yesterday, what I basically am doing is every so often I just take the camera and turn it to a different wall. We're still in the same room. The first 15 days was on this wall over here, and then the next 15 days was on that wall over there. That's where the bookshelf is, and then we're facing this wall here. All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm trying to see who got in here. Looks like everybody found, Valerie's in here. Good morning, Valerie. There's Julie. There's everybody. Nice, okay. Okay, we're gonna get settled and get comfy. Now, my house has central air and it does pretty well considering the age of the house. And we've slowly replaced all the windows, but in this room, I have a separate AC, so when I'm doing privates and things in this thing. In this room, and it's in the window unit that's over here. But when it runs, that's all you can hear on the phone. So it's warm in here today. Just letting you guys know that if I'm spritzing, that's why. All right, so everybody's checked in. We're gonna let the head come forward. Feel the back of the neck stretch. And then the head comes up, right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. And back to the center. As we put that chin on the chest, we smile. We lift the pelvic floor, pull the navel in, and we set the intention here. We let that head slowly come up. And then we open those eyes. We lace the fingers together. We press down to come up. Nice tall spine. Really tall, lifting up, opening through the rib cage, lifting pelvic floor. And twist to the right. Nice tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left shoulder comes down. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. And then back to the center. Hands comes out and up. And turning to the left, tall spine. Good morning, Palacios. Oh my goodness, sorry about that, Mimi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shoulder comes down, left hand comes up. So my Aunt Maureen, I call her Mimi. She lives in Miami. And she was just messaging in the comments that we've started opening here in Polk County, but Miami's still locked up tight. So she still can't leave the house. And coming back up. And back to the center and forward. Nice big stretch. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Lifting pelvic floor, really lengthening the body. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. We're going to change the cross of those legs. Nicely done. Right arm comes down. Feel that rib cage open. Lengthen through the side body. Open through the heart. Really big stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. Bend at the elbow. Twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And then from here, we're going to slowly come up. Left arm down. Right arm reaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right arm comes up. Bend at the elbow. Twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. Slowly we come back up. Arms come behind, rolling the shoulders back. Lift the chest, open through the heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming forward. Hands coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down as we come up. Backs of the hands come together, rolling back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. We're going to rotate those shoulders a little bit. Hands come onto the shoulders. We're going to twist. Wake up this rib cage. Wake up the side body. Nice full breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And gently release. It's hard to do that and read. Good morning, Mimi. I'm so glad that you checked in from work to say hi to me. I love you, Mimi. Have a good day at work. All right, now from here, bottoms of the feet come together. Nice tall spine. Cobbler's pose. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Forward folding. So when we think of bird poses in yoga, and again, a lot of these poses are just named in Indian times, ancient Indian times. They would just compare it to animals and they would name a lot of the postures after sages or after animals that they would see in the wild. And how they take on the same shape. But the poses that you will mostly identify with are going to be crow, which you've seen people do, and that's an arm balance, so that's hard. Eagle, which is a standing balance with the legs crossed and the arms crossed. And pigeon, those are the ones that you're going to see, those three, most often. Now there's lots of different variations of pigeon and crow. But there are other ones like bird of paradise, bird dog, which you also see is called sunbird. That's when you're on your hands and knees. Stork is another option. Pigeon sometimes is even called swan. which again, another bird. And back up. We're going to bring those knees up. So if you notice when we talk about those, a lot of those deal with hip opening. So there'll be some hip opening involved today. But with pigeon, a lot of times you do that with the leg on the floor and you're laying on top of the leg. And we're going to do, there's a difference in recline and supine, and we're going to do it all the different kinds of ways that we can practice our pigeon. So we're going to do it laying on our back. We're going to do it with the leg under us. We're going to do it seated and see if we can get those hips to open and just enjoy the spirit of the class. That's more than anything else. Cross the arms. Having a theme makes it fun. It's keeping us moving. We're not bored with our practice, and we're not so serious in our practice. Now, we still practice with sincerity, which means we respect the practice, but we're not overcritical about it. We're moving and we're together. It gives us a place to be at 9 o'clock in our pajamas. And bring the knees together. We reach down, grab that foot, and lift up. Nice tall spine, really long leg. Woo. Feel that hamstring stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that foot come down. Left one comes up. Oh, there we go. Hamstrings are a little tight. Had teacher training all weekend, so I'm a little stiff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring that foot down and drop the knees to the left, sitting up nice and tall, pushing right hip down. I also signed up for another teacher training. Not like for me to teach, but for me to take, because I can't stop learning. So this time, I'm going to go and get a teacher training certification in aerial yoga. I have no intention of teaching it, but I'm going to put silks here in this room so I can play when I come home. And switch to the other side. A nice tall spine. Pushing that hip down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees up. Extend those legs out. Nicely done. Now from there, we're going to lean forward. Nice big stretch here. Oh, feel those hamstrings stretch. Let the head hang forward. Where's your breathing? This particular posture, very good for feeling the first chakra or the bandhas, feeling grounded through the sits bones, lengthening forward, stretching out lower back, stretching out hamstrings. 1, 2, 3. Good morning, Debbie. 4, 5. And slowly we come up. Now we're going to bring that right leg over. So we're isolating this left leg. And we're going to lean forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back up. That foot comes next to the right knee. We're going to turn to the right, tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center, grab the foot, rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take that foot, place it on the inside of the thigh. We're going to lean over that leg. Or as we lean over this leg, we're going to push that right hip back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come up. We're going to put the right hand down, press down to come up, and lengthen through that arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put the booty right back down. We're going to take that right foot and we're going to place it here in the thigh, and then we're going to pause. When we bring this knee up, and we can come into all these other poses, it's called Maritrasana B. Okay? That was named after a sage pose. but it has the same elements of pigeon. So we're going to call it today our seated pigeon, right? And why is it? Because the shape of this leg, right? This leg is coming across. It makes like a 7 or a figure 4, depending on the direction you're looking at it. And by bending this knee in, we're getting this rotation. So this is going to be our first bird posture, as attributed to bird. And so it's a seated pigeon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to let that come down. And we're actually going straight to another bird posture. We're going to go to heron, like blue heron or a white heron. Heron. It works where we are. It's difficult though, just letting you know. We're going to take this leg and we're going to pull it this way. So maybe when you put your leg this way, maybe your foot started to cramp, maybe your knee bothered you, maybe your hip is so tight that it pitches you forward. Okay? If it's pitching you over this way, you can put something under your tuchus to kind of lift you up. I'll show you. You might have a pillow at home. You're practicing on your couch. My messy yoga closet. All right. So if you have a blanket at home, you can take that blanket and you can kind of stick it under that hip. So we'll recreate that. And then if I'm pitched way over this way, I'm going to put it under this hip. And you see that if I lift the other hip, it gives more space for this one to rotate down. You choose at home, and then we're going to take this left leg and lift. Right? So this is called heron. 1, 2, 3, you could totally put a strap around the leg too if you have a hard time reaching your foot. 3, 4, 5. So we're going to slowly let that leg come down. And maybe you have to lift like this to come off the post. No problem. Maybe you have to lean way over to get that leg to straighten out. Good. We did it. That's all that matters. Bounce it out. And now we're going to switch on the side. So left leg comes over. Leaning forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come up. Foot comes next to the knee. Rotate to the left. Tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. Grab that foot and rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from here, we're going to take that foot. We're going to place it on the inside of the thigh, leaning forward. And you still may get some snap, crackles, and pops going on in the hip. We work through that. As we lean forward, nice big stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. We're going to put the left hand down behind us, press down to come up, and lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put the butt down. Now from there, we're going to put that left foot on the right thigh. Now remember, this is going to be for us a version of pigeon. So maybe we're here. Maybe we really feel that hip work. Maybe we're able to bring the knee down. But pigeon, truly, if you were doing a seated pigeon, would be here. Working that hip, trying to get your chest closer to your shin. 3, 4, we remember our breath. It's a nice steady inhale. There's a natural pause at the top. We exhale and there's a natural pause at the bottom of that exhale. We're going to gently release that out, do a little bounce, and we're going to do Heron on this side. So I'll demonstrate with a blanket. This side won't be as difficult as the other side for me because this hip is a little more open. But we're going to put this back, and you should be able to sit on both sits bones. Maybe you feel like this is happening. You'll take this, you'll put it under the hip that's down, right? Or that's, yeah, so that it matches this hip. We're going to reach in, grab this foot, and maybe you're trying this, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't for you. We're just practicing, we're exploring. Here's our another bird posture, right? Heron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you breathing? Lift that pelvic floor. Nice, long, straight body. Both the leg and the chest are long. 4, 5. We're going to gently put that foot down. We're going to lean to the right, take that left leg out, and bounce both legs. Well done. It was fun to always try something new, right? We're going to lean forward, nice big stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly we come up. Now, from there we're going to recline. And we're going to practice some poses. Recline. We're going to practice reclined pigeon. For sure, because we want to make sure that in every space that we move through that there is some bird posture. So we're going to pull those knees in. Nice big stretch. A little rock from side to side here. We feel that back body warming up. We're going to let those arms come out to the side. Drop those knees to the left. 3, 4, 5. We're going to extend that foot out and put it in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to gently release, bring those knees back up. And we're going to try to bring them over to the right. Nice work here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, maybe you can extend the leg out for a little extra stretch. Maybe your hamstrings are a little tight from the weekend. Maybe you didn't move as much, or maybe you moved more. Maybe you worked in the yard or did things like that, climbing up and down on a ladder, painting, and your body feels a little stiff today. As we release, we bring those knees back up, feet come up, grab those heels, we're going to pull down. We're flattening out the back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that right heel come into the chin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Left heel comes down to the chin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back up. We're going to extend that right leg out. We feel that hamstring stretch. It's like, good morning, Miss Molly. And bring that knee in, and left leg comes out. That's something my grandfather would say too. Good morning, Miss Molly. I wonder who Molly was. She must have been a nurse too, because he'd say, good night, nurse. So, you know, my parents had the funniest sayings. We always laughed. You try not to be drinking anything because you're going to spit it out for sure. And bring those knees back in and cross those knees. We cross those knees, so we're going to reach down here, grab those feet, and pull up. Nice rotation here in that back body. 1, 2, 3, we feel that work big time. 4, 5, and switch. Down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. Pull those knees in. Nice little rock. Bottoms of the feet come down to the floor. We're going to drop those knees over to the left just a little bit, opening and firing up through that quad, down through the side of the hip. We're going to bring those knees up and over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back up. Hands come down beside the body. And we're going to press up into bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to take some more liberties on the pigeon posture. So we've now acclimated to the floor. We've kind of warmed up for poses that we can do here. We're going to leave the left knee bent. We're going to grab that right foot, pull it in. So I have my hand protecting the ankle and the knee. And we're going to pull that in towards the chest. Now once we get that knee and shin in towards the chest, we're going to see if we can lengthen that down. So this is pigeon posture, but on the back instead of on the belly. And that's going to make a lot of space for people whose knees bother them a little bit, or their hip or their foot bother them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to continue with this variation. Now remember, we just did a seated pigeon. So we were sitting on our bottoms, we had the foot on the knee, and then we pulled the knee into the chest. And we're going to do that same thing here, laying on the back body. So you're going to bend that knee in, and then you're going to grab that knee and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently put that left foot down, then right foot down. And so now we're going to repeat, but we're going to repeat on the other side. So we're going to bring that left knee in, rotate. So remember, we're trying to support this ankle. We don't want to pull on the foot because this bend happens here. So we grab that ankle and we pull it in. Now after we pull it in, left hand is here on the knee. So we pull it in, we see if we can extend that right leg down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from here, we're going to take this knee and pull it in. Grab the knee and pull it in tight. 1. Flex your right foot. It'll be a little easier for you. 2, 3, 4. Really feel those hips stretch. 5. We're going to sit that right foot down. Then the left foot down. Hands come down. Lift the booty. Good work here. And then slowly we come down. Windshield wiper those legs. Now we're going to bring those knees in. We're going to cross at the ankles. We're going to slowly roll up to our booties. Now once we're on our booties, we're going to continue to play with this pigeon. I mean, we're going to serve pigeon every way that you could possibly serve pigeon. It's kind of like in Forrest Gump. You got shrimp scampi, shrimp kebab, That's what we're doing with our pigeons. Really good for the hip. It's a bird pose. It goes with the theme of the practice, but it just really feels good in trying to open the hip. So we're going to practice reverse table. So let me show what a plain reverse table is. Fingers towards the booty, feet are parallel, we lift up, okay? This is that reverse table. We try not to be like this because this happens. But if that's all we got, that's all we got, right? But we want to try to lift up. Well, we're going to take that pose and we're going to mix it with our pigeon. So you're going to take that right ankle and put it on your left knee and then pull it in a little bit. All right, you already see where this is going, right? We're going to try to see if we can press down through those hands and foot and lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we lower it right back down and we release, right? Maybe you need to let the wrists rest. And let's see if we can do the other side, okay? So we're going to release those hands. We're going to put that left ankle on the right knee. We have those wrists ready, and we're going to press down and come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that butt come down. Release those legs out. Rest your wrists. Nice full breaths, right? We're going to grab those hands and we're going to do wrist circles or figure eights or lightsaber practice since today is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I totally should have worn my Star Wars shirt this morning. I was too out of it. Change the direction. Nicely done. Tomorrow's Revenge of the 5th. Maybe I can wear something tomorrow. And gently release. We can open and close those hands. And we're going to flip over onto hands and knees. Now, if your knees are sensitive, you can put the blanket and protect them. We get here. We're going to inhale up and down. And up and down. One more time. Inhale up and down. Nicely done. We're going to be a little wide on those knees. We're going to shift back, lengthen. Nice long stretch. Now, this weekend we had teacher training and I have the girls that are in my practice teach class. We all take practice teaching, and one of the girls taught this weekend. She did a great job. They all do a great job. But she took this pose where she took child's pose and thread the needle and put them together. Oh my goodness, it felt so good. I could have just stayed there all day. So we're going to do that here. But you have to be a little higher than this particular child's pose. So we're going to come up and we're going to thread those knees open a little bit. Bring those feet together. And we're going to let the right arm come up. We're going to come through and come down into that child's pose while in thread the needle. Just feels really amazing. I love it. 1, 2, 3. Where's your breathing? Lift your pelvic floor. Pull your navel in. Nice full breath. And then we're going to come back up. We're going to switch to the other side. Left arm comes up. Thread it through. And shift back. Let that head rest all the way down. Nice full breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, we're going to bring that hand back out. Let's turn those toes down dog. That's going to get a little blood flow back in those knees, helps you lengthen through the body. We get to let those heels sink down towards the floor to stretch the calves, the ankles, the backs of those ankles through that Achilles, working through toes, nice long body, filling in lower back, nice long stretch. 3, 4, 5. We're going to put those knees down. We're going to extend that right foot back, but we're going to put the ball of the foot down and stretch. So we're prepping to do a pose that is called bird dog in some places, sunbird in some places. But either way, it has bird in the title. We're going to lift that right leg. Now, when we lift that right leg, we totally feel that contraction in that right glute. We did glute, Saturday morning. Left arm stretches. Nice long body here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to see if we're going to reach back, grab that foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that hand come down, let the knee come down. Let's switch sides. We're going to extend left leg back, right arm forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to see if we can reach back. Grab that foot. Pull it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, everybody. I hope you're smiling, working those muscles too. Knee comes down, and we're going to sit back. Oh, and release that back for you. Settling into the knees, into the feet. Maybe a little stretch. Maybe work your wrists. Maybe they're a little grumpy this morning. Now, from here, we're going to turn those toes and we're going to shift back and we're going to come into a squat. Now, notice that my feet aren't all the way down. I haven't really tried to just yet. But I'm trying to stretch through those ankles. I'm stretching through the heels. And as my hips get softer, as my lower back releases, it allows those heels to get down. Now we're going to practice crow from here. Now I know a lot of you might not have a crow practice, but you have to be able to get into this shape to do the crow. And so we're going to practice getting into this shape and see what it's like to put a little weight on the back of the arm and work through it that way. So it doesn't mean you have to do the full posture. You can work on the path to the posture in this space. So I'm going to put my hands kind of far out actually, and I'm just going to practice putting weight. My forearms almost come all the way down, and you can do it that way too if you feel like you can be this close to the floor without feeling insecure about your face being that close to the floor, or if you can make this shape. So I'm just trying to put weight on the back of my arms. That's it. I'm trying to have my face close to the mat and weight on the back of my arms. And that's how we start to practice for crow. And again, we're doing crow because we're doing birds today. It's fun, right? Crows are really cool. Crows, ravens, no, they're not the same, but they have similar things that they do. And they will bring you little shiny bits if you're kind to them and you're friends with them. Marbles, bracelets, anything shiny, pieces of tinfoil. They're just really cool. All right, now from here, maybe your lower back and your hips are like, you know, it was great in the beginning, we had a good relationship, but now I'm just plain grouchy. So we're going to try to stand up a little bit. So we're going to put your weight in your hands and push through your arms to help those legs straighten. And we're going to hang forward, we're going to look at the knees. We're going to shake the head no. We're going to shake the head heck yes. I love doing yoga with Michelle in the morning. We're going to bend those knees. We're going to roll up. We have to tighten the tuchus. Right ear, right shoulder. There's like 150 different names for your booty. And left ear, left shoulder. When Taylor was about, I don't know, 13, 14, we went to see the Blue Man Group. And they had a song talking about the booty. And he had this shirt that had every single one of those things on it. And he wore it literally till it had holes in it. Like your flounder, quarter pounder. Yeah, it was hilarious. But we're squeezing that. That's all we're getting at. And back to the center. So we're going to work on crow now from a taller squat. So we're going to try to bend those knees back. We're going to see if we can put those hands down. Now notice my feet aren't together yet. And I'm going to try to bend the elbows and see if knees can touch. That's it. So maybe this is the crow that you're doing today. Because, you know, fledglings take a little while before they leave the nest. But they practice at it before they actually fly, right? So you're practicing a little. And then maybe you straighten up. And maybe you practice a little. And then straighten up. And if you're really trying to get those feet to fly off the floor, I suggest bringing them closer together and coming up onto the balls of the feet, because that's going to get your knees taller. And then try to have a good foundation here. Put those knees on the backs of those elbows, and you can practice one leg and then maybe the second leg. And I'm super dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put those feet down. Slowly we come up. We're going to rest those wrists. So whatever it is that you were practicing, whether it was just putting those knees on the backs of those elbows or arms, we're going to bend those knees, slowly roll up. Shoulders up and back. Up and back. We made it to our feet. I'm so excited. So we've done our crow pose. We've done our reclined pose. We've done herring. We've done bird dog. And there's still so many more pigeons to go. So exciting. But we're going to give it a break. We're going to practice eagle pose. And then we're going to do a sun salutation to shake it out. Right? So we just balanced on our hands. And now we're going to try to balance on the feet. Left foot, heel, ball, toes. We put the weight into that left leg. We bend that knee. We're going to bring that right leg over, put that right foot down. So if you have a hard time balancing, this is the posture you're going to take. Maybe you have a chair close by. Maybe you have a wall close by. That's what you choose. And if that's what you do, you're going to want to see if you can maybe pull that leg up some. My right knee is on the top, so my right arm is on the bottom. Left arm crosses, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Right leg releases. Walk it out. Good job. Now we're going to try the other side. Right foot, heel, ball toe. Put in the weight. Now, after you put the weight here, we're going to bend that knee, left leg comes over, maybe you start here. After you start here, maybe you can lift and hook. Left knee is on the top, left arm is on the bottom, cross, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release those hands. Release the feet. Walk it out. Good job. Let's come to the front of that mat. We're going to walk that out. Shaking it out with the sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward folding. Fingertips flat back. We're really lengthening. Good morning, George. Forward fold. Bend those knees. We're going to step back into plank. From plank, knees, chest and chin, belly comes down. Soften the feet. Maybe a little rock here. We're going to lift the chest up, opening through the heart. Keep those feet together though. Nice big stretch here. Nice contraction in back body. We're going to let the chest slowly come down. Shake it out. From here, hands come down. We press to table, from table to down dog. We're bending and stretching that down dog. Nice long spine. And then from here, we're going to step back to the front of the mat. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. Inhale. So we have to contract those glutes to come up. Hands come down. So there is another pose. I think we might have done that on Friday when we were working on glutes. But there's a pose that's called half lotus forward fold. Okay? So
when you come into that, it's a half lotus, it's a half bound actually. So the actual balance looks like this. It would be heel ball toe. You would take this leg in, you would come around, you would bind, right? So this is the half, which is Ardha. This is Baddha. It's half of a lotus, right, which is Padmasana, but you're leading forward, so it's like a forward fold. So it's Ardha, Baddha, Padmottanasana, right? So it would be here. And you're like, okay, how is half of a flower relevant to bird? It's not. But the modification for it looks like this, which is literally what we just did on our backs, right? So we did when we were laying on our backs working on pigeon, we laid down and we pulled this into the chest. When we go to do pigeon a little later, we are going to come in and this is going to be underneath this nice big stretch. So that's what we're going to come into. So if you haven't already come into this posture, go ahead and see if you can come into this pose. We're hanging on to the ankle, keeping it safe, and hanging on to the knee so that we can lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that out. Oh, walk it. Really nice work. Right foot, heel ball toe. I know your brain is going, you know, we're really doing a whole lot of variations of pigeon and not too many other poses because we just did an eagle. Well, there's more pigeons than anything else. That's why we're doing them. Yeah, no, I just made that up. Bring that next leg up. We're going to grab that right foot and lift and grab the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe, stand up tall, 5, and release it out and walk it out. Now, that pose is a prep for that half forward fold lotus, but it's also a prep for flying pigeon. Now, flying pigeon, kind of hard, as the name would say. I'm just going to show it to you. I'll just show it to you even on just one side so that we're not here for too long. But I'm going to show you how it works and why that's the prep for it. That foot would come across, absolutely. But I'm going to bring that foot in. And then I'm going to bend over. Okay? So everything with pigeon has had this leg across. I've turned this way so you can see what's going on with this foot, because this foot kind of does a little bit of a cheat once you get in this pose. So we already did crow. You know what it looks like. We've already done several different types of pigeon, so you know what it looks like. And this pigeon is probably the worst pose I do, but you're going to get an idea of what happens here. You put your hands down. You're going to bend the elbow, make a shelf. But then this shin lays across the shelf and this foot grabs my arm. So I bring my elbows in and I sit this foot down. And you see it hooks and it's going to hang on to my upper arms. And then you lean weight in to those upper arms. And when you get the weight there, you can start to lift this back leg. Again, not my best pose. I'm wiggly, I'm not straight, but you get the idea that what makes a pigeon is the shape of that front leg. And that back leg typically is extended. So we're going to come to the front of the mat, we're going to shake it out, we're going to inhale up, and forward folding. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We're going to step those legs back. We're in that plank, knees, chest and chin. And let the belly come down, resting it out. Nice little rock here. Waking up the body. Rest the wrists if you need to. 3, 4, 5. We're going to put those hands down. We're going to come to table. From table to down dog. From down dog, we step back to the front. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold.
Feeling that forward fold, we feel the stretch. Maybe you shake your head no, maybe you shake your head yes. We inhale all the way up, hands come back down. Release. So the next pose that we're going to do is another balance. It's called stork. Really easy posture considering the ones we've just done. So left foot, heel ball toe. The right knee comes up. The foot is flexed. Right arm goes straight in front of you, but your left arm goes straight up. Now, what makes it hard or difficult is it's kind of like one of these things, right? We have that right arm forward, but the left arm up. So it's working different planes of the body. So the core has to be engaged, but the side body and the energistic body, they have to come in. And you're balancing all at the same time. 4, 5, and we bring those arms down. Rest it out. Find your breath, smile, figure out what you're gonna have for breakfast. Mine is down there, I haven't had a chance to eat it, and we're gonna switch. Thank you, Brian, for my sunshine. It makes me happy. Right foot, heel ball toes. Weight on that foot. Maybe you lift those toes, lower the toes. We feel the body, you feel like the bottom of the foot just goes and sucks down. So you really have good connection with the floor for balance. Left knee comes up. Left arm is forward, right arm is up. 1, 2, 3, we're smiling, we're really trying to grow up through the crown of the head. 3, 4, 5, we're going to let that hand come down, and the other one comes down, walk it out. Let's do a sun salutation. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding, we're going to step back to plank. From plank, knees, chest and chin, belly comes down, soften the feet. Rock those hips, lift the chest, open through the heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and chest comes down. From there, we're going to press to table, from table to down dog, bending and stretching. Let that right leg come up, bend the knee, open through the front of the hip. We're going to let that foot come down. We're going to let the left one come up, bend the knee, open through the front of the hip. And right back down. Bend those knees, stepping forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. And inhale all the way up. Hands come down. I don't know if we're going to get all this done. So we're going to skip Bird of Paradise pose because, you know, Frank, we did Bird of Paradise pose together the other day. So we're just going to go right to Pigeon and Shavasana since it's 9:57. I love that we have more stuff than we can do because that means we have more classes we can do. We're going to inhale up. Exhaling, forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We're going to step back to plank. Now, from plank, we're going to put the knees down. From here, we're going to let that right leg travel forward. Now, with that right leg travel forward, we're going to slowly start to work this right ankle over. So maybe you have to reach down, pick it up, and move it. And that's okay, too. And we're going to start shifting and shifting. And sitting back. So we're going to try to pull right hip back, letting that left calf really try to press down into the floor. So when we're doing this posture, and this is that full pigeon, this is the one that typically people come into. Well, I say full pigeon. There's king pigeon where you reach back and grab the back foot. But that's not what we're about today. We're pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. And we're opening through the front of the hip. And we're trying to square the hips. We want to find our breath here. Maybe you can relax down. Really feeling that work.
3, 4, 5. So we're going to come up onto those elbows if you're not already. And we're going to put that left arm across the body. Right hand goes on right knee. And we're going to press down, slowly looking up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release, slowly straighten those arms, walking over, lift left leg, reach back, grab the foot, pull it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release that foot. Press down through the hands to step back. Bending and stretching with those knees. We're going to put those knees down as we come to table. We're going to let that left knee come forward. Toe heel that foot over. Then maybe we can shift that right foot back and lengthen down to those elbows. Should feel pretty good in that hip. We're going to pull that left hip back, right hip forward, feeling that work. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you can come down a little more. Feeling that work in that hip, really release. This is one of those poses that it feels really good when you're practicing it. The longer you hold it, it gets better. It feels really good. But then the longer you start to hold it, you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to get out of this pose. It goes through many different phases. We're going to come up onto the elbow. We're going to turn. So right elbow's down. Left hand is on the knee as we rotate and look up towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come up. We're going to straighten those arms, walk over to the right, lift that right leg, reach back, grab it, pull it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We gently release that out. We sit that left hip down. We bring that right leg over. We come in that steer pose. We feel that stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to switch legs. Leaning forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back up and unwind. We're going to roll back and come into a flat space. So as we get here flat, we kind of check in with the body, we see what we need, and then maybe we can bend the knees, check in with the back, wiggle some. Maybe we can swing those legs from side to side. Maybe you can lift the hips up. That last little bridge pose. 2, 3, 4, 5. As we slowly roll down, we let one leg and then the other come to the floor. We get comfortable. And relax. The hands can be here on the floor, beside the body. They can be on your body. 1, we sink in. 2, top body sinks down on back body. And then we just rest. We soften the feet, the ankles, the shin and the calf. We move through the knees and into the thighs. We soften the glutes and pelvic belly. We release the lower back and navel, mid back and solar plexus, shoulder blades and heart. We lift the collarbones, we lengthen through the neck, we soften the face. That whole body is still. And we notice our breath here. We feel that inhale travel up back body and that exhale come down front body. This is that space where we try to flush out anything that's still stuck in the joints, in the tissues. We feel as that inhale travels up the back body, we're smoothing out the fascia, the skin, the fibers of the muscles. As we exhale, we release stress, tension, fatigue. And maybe that next time that you inhale, you think about the internal organs, that the heart works efficiently and not too hard, that the kidneys are flushed and working appropriately, that your digestion is moving nice and steady, no blockages, smooth, no cramping, good digestion, that all the flora and the fauna are in balance. And you exhale. Inhale and exhale these thoughts and these feelings. Really see if you can feel the impulses of the internal body. And you can completely lay here. You can push mute on our live video today. Snuggle up with your fur babies and take a nap maybe. Or you can maybe make it to seating. So maybe we're going to try to sit. So we're going to bend those knees, feel that lower back stretch. And then maybe roll to the right side. And then from there we press up to a comfortable seated position. Now, once we make it up to that seated position, we just take a second to reorient just to sitting up. And if you're still reclined, enjoying that space, do that. And as you make it to the seated position, we're going to gently turn the head to the right, checking in with the neck. We did a lot of work today. We're going to turn the head to the left. Back to the center. We bring the hands to the heart. We remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We send out love and kindness and compassion to those who need it. You're going to end the practice with a small om if you're comfortable. If you're not, that's okay. Inhaling. Bowing forward, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. And thank you for practicing with me today. I really, really appreciate you being here with me. 42 days, 9 a.m. every day. Pajamas or no pajamas, pets or no pets, we're together. And I really appreciate it. It's made a definite difference in my quarantine. Hopefully I've made a difference in your quarantine. So many of you have donated, and I so appreciate it at this time when I'm not working. And so it's really nice that I can be here and have normalcy. I can connect with you and talk with you through chat. It makes my day. So thank you so much for joining me here every day.